Welcome to Gooseberry's Science and Education videos. I am your host, Alex, and hanging out with me today is our channel mascot, the orange gooseberry. Now, before we dive in, I should quickly mention that I am actually an AI host. But hey, don't worry. Every single piece of information in this explainer is factually accurate and based entirely on rigorously vetted, human-written sources. We just use AI as a handy tool to create better, faster explainers instead of getting bogged down in manual editing. And let me tell you, we have an absolutely fascinating journey ahead of us today.
So, I want to ask you something. Are your core memories lying to you? Seriously, think about the personal lore that defines your identity. You know, those cherished stories you tell about yourself and your past. What if I told you that a huge chunk of that is actually, well, a biological illusion? What if your brain is actively updating and changing your history without your permission? That's the core mystery we're unpacking in this explainer.
Okay, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to hit 5 sections. First, the hardware of your brain. 2, how moments become permanent. 3, making memories stick. 4, remembering changes the past. And finally, section 5, rewiring your future. And of course, the orange gooseberry will be popping up to guide us along the way. Let's get into it.
Section 1. The hardware of your brain.
86 billion. That incredibly massive number is the estimated total of neurons in your brain right now. And these 86 billion neurons, they create hundreds of trillions of connections. To put that into perspective, that is 100 times more connections than there are galaxies in the observable universe. It's literally a vast chaotic network, and it's the fundamental hardware from which, well, your entire existence emerges.
But how does all this hardware actually connect? It all happens through synapses. These are tiny, microscopic gaps between your cells. Picture an electrical signal reaching the edge of a neuron. To cross that gap, it actually converts into chemicals, bridges the distance, and then boom, it becomes electricity again on the other side. And here's the really cool part. When 2 neurons fire at the exact same time, their synapses physically change. The connection gets stronger. They basically become best buddies. So when one calls out, the other is way more likely to join in. Now, these neural buddies form what neuroscientists call the assembly. It's basically a temporary pattern of synchronized activity across different parts of your brain. In fact, and this is kind of mind-blowing, there is a specific neural assembly firing in your brain at this very second. Yep, it's the exact one you are using to watch this explainer, listen to my voice, and learn from our orange gooseberry. It's this beautifully coordinated concert of brain activity that's actively creating your present experience.
Which brings us to section 2. How moments become permanent. So how exactly does the brain decide a moment matters enough to actually save it? Well, it's basically a biological competition. First, out of all the sensory chaos coming at you, a winning assembly dominates your attention. Second, the neurons of that winning assembly get bathed in chemicals that tie them closer together, physically strengthening those synapses we just talked about. And third, your brain's ultimate librarian, a structure called the hippocampus, creates a rough blueprint and indexes it. And just like that, you have the birth of a fragile, brand new memory.
Moving on to section 3, making memories stick. For the past to be truly saved, that assembly actually needs to fight for its life. It uses 3 key memory drivers. Without these, the memory just fades away into oblivion. Kind of like trying to remember the exact taste of a coffee you had, say, 43 weeks ago. You can't do it, right? So first up is novelty. If you saw our orange gooseberry fighting a crow over a nut, the pure strangeness of that scene makes the assembly fire incredibly strongly. Second is repetition. Just replaying the event in your mind etches it deeper into your brain's hardware. And third is emotion, which is really an ancient survival mechanism. The overwhelming joy of beating your dad at Mario Kart, or the absolute humiliation of doing something foolish in front of your crush, those strong feelings signal to your brain, hey, this moment is critical for survival, cementing it firmly in place.
And right here, our orange gooseberry is popping in to remind us of the absolute most important step of all, sleep. Sleep is the ultimate biological save button. You see, while you're snoozing away, your hippocampus is actually replaying that winning assembly over and over again. Think of your memory like a diorama made out of warm wax. Sleep is what allows the gears of that neural assembly to grow new teeth, fit tightly together, and harden into a permanent long-term memory. Without proper sleep, the wax never hardens, and you literally forget more of your own life. All right, section 4, why remembering changes the past. Now this is where things get really wild. We tend to expect our memories to be these perfectly static video recordings, right? Like you just hit play and watch the past unfold exactly as it happened.
But the reality? Memories are those wax dioramas we just mentioned. Simply recalling a memory literally softens the neural wax. Under the bright spotlight of your attention, the memory becomes moldable and vulnerable all over again, melting just like an orange gooseberry left out in the hot sun. So let's look at how that alteration happens in real time. First, some kind of cue triggers your hippocampus. Second, the memory diorama starts playing in your mind. But pay close attention to step 3 here. As it plays, your new context seeps in. Let's say you recall that bizarre story of the crow fight, but you're telling it while you're in a fantastic mood, out having laughs with your friends. Your brain physically bathes those neurons in chemicals all over again, but this time it incorporates your present mood, your current expectations, and your new surroundings right into the old memory. Then, in step 4, the diorama hardens again. But, and this is crucial, it hardens in a completely new, permanently altered form.
This brings us to what we like to call the gooseberry paradox. The more actively you remember an event, the less of the original experience actually remains. It sounds crazy, but it is true. A vivid, incredibly strong memory absolutely does not mean it's a factually accurate one. You see, your brain was never really designed to be a perfect historian. It's constantly updating your past to fit your present narrative.
And finally, section 5, rewiring your future self.
Now, this whole melting memory thing might sound a bit scary, but it's actually an incredible superpower. In fact, therapy leverages this exact biological malleability. Because recalling a memory makes the neural wax soft and squishy again, revisiting hurtful memories in a safe, guided context allows you to inject feelings of safety and helpful introspection right into that old trauma. Think about that for a second. You are literally changing your brain's physical architecture. You are actively rewiring yourself for a real chance at happiness.
It perfectly connects our microscopic biology to the profound reality of human identity. To quote the source material directly here, with some help, you may be able to rewrite your lore and be who you want to be. You are who you are today, sure, but the slow, constant shifting of our memories proves that we are never entirely trapped by our past. We have the biological power to change.
So, I will leave you with this final, provocative question from our orange gooseberry. What past lore will your future self rewrite today? Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the content.